As you know, tonight's show is entitled Muny Is For Suckas.
Yes.
The two subjects really kind of go hand in hand, because the organization that oversees Muny really is picking and choosing who gets to exercise their inalienable right to express themselves and have freedom of speech, what is encompassed in the First Amendment.
Well, I happen to know in 2010 a federal judge struck down a law in Seattle, I believe it was. They had a lottery system for people to get permits, and he said it was totally unconstitutional. Becoming a little bit of a street attorney over the last few years, I've come to find out that New York City, maybe more than most municipalities, violates people's rights constantly on a daily basis, and they just pay out settlements.
Yeah.
It's like what they did with the Republican convention, just arresting whole blocks of people in sweeps.
Right.
I mean, they do all kinds of stuff like that. And then when the city's broke, they're like, where's all your money? But you just spent $500 million settling lawsuits for crimes the city's committing?
Yeah.
But, I mean, so let's get into it.
I mean, you have, not only do you have our First Amendment right, which in our particular case is to be able to express ourselves musically in an open venue.
Right.
Okay.
A public space.
A public space. You have the city violating that right on a daily basis and picking and choosing who gets to have those rights. And now I'm reading reports about people who have Muny permits that still get ticketed.
Yeah, and they get arrested.
They get arrested. As a matter of fact, with us, most of the time, we just get a little ticket. Okay? They take these Muny people that worked hard and went to the audition, bowed and prayed to New York City, please give me a permit. They actually arrest them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's for silly stuff like having an amplifier on the platform.
Yeah, or selling CDs.
Or selling CDs. Where are our rights, and who is protecting them?
Well, I know there are people out there protecting them. There are attorneys and stuff doing it. How many times can you go to court? I mean, the average person, like for me personally, I feel like I got no time to waste in court.
Yeah, for me, that way I would feel like I'm losing a day's worth of possible income.
Well, I mean, for me, the reality of, I can afford to take a couple of days off to go to court and argue the stuff, but I don't feel like in the forum of transit adjudication my point is really heard. Because it's just a system and they're shuffling you through it.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy out there. I posted up about a month ago a thing I found where this artist who's been a street performer for at least a decade or so, Theo Eastwind, was arrested for selling CDs. And it was funny, it was on Fox 5 TV that the U.S. Supreme Court, I mean, this stuff already went to the Supreme Court a couple times. They're still arresting people, and they've been ordered by the Supreme Court not to be arresting people. I mean, New York City has been ordered a number of times. When you get to a guy like me, why should I even think about obeying these laws and ordinances when the city doesn't even obey the highest court in the land?
But, okay, good cop, bad cop. Is it the city, or is it the individual, the police officers and the MTA workers that are ignorant about all of this stuff?
Well, that falls...
Because the police are totally ignorant about this.
I know, but that falls directly on the city. The city teaches the police to police and is supposed to teach them the laws. Right. Teach them the correct laws. We're back, we're on the First Amendment stuff this week, and Muny... I mean, I've been calling it for Muny Is For Suckas. I did that partly because I know Matt hates Muny tons, and I don't particularly care for them. Well, let's get into and start bashing them, Matt.
Well, many of you are very talented, and you're great performers, but you're just sellouts, and you're making it bad for the rest of us freelancers. You're basically pulling down your pants, asking New York City to give you another.
Well, basically, I see them as selling themselves shorts because they have rights that supposedly in this country, these are your rights.
Inalienable.
Okay, so they're inalienable, and they're just letting a municipality violate them. Is not having knowledge or not having the balls to just do it, is that an excuse? I mean, I don't know. For me, it just seems pointless. Who are these people to tell me I can be artistic and creative, need to express myself? I mean, let's forget about the money. Let's just talk about the expression.
This is what it's about. This is what we're discussing today. It's absolutely shocks me that there are people that play into this.
Well, I just don't think, I think that's about like indoctrinating. They think they need the approval of this, whoever they are. I don't even know who Muny is. There may be people sitting there, but to me it's just some fictitious government agency.
And to tell you the truth,
who funds these people?
Well, though I said that many of them are talented, and they are. I've heard many of them. There are some of them that make you wonder, who the hell decided to give this guy a permit?
One of my favorite bands has a Muny permit, and when I saw them playing with a Muny sign, it almost made me not want to like them. But they're so good. I can see why they went and got it, because they're earning so much money. They just don't even need to deal with the hassles. Probably made their life easier.
Yeah.
It almost made me hate them, because I really thought that musicians playing at such a high level would be more intelligent, these things about rights.
Well, in reverence to someone who has a website, a Muny member who has a website, she, in the same breath, when she's saying how great it is to have a Muny permit, is also turning around and saying, well, everybody should freelance before they consider getting a Muny permit. I don't think anyone should have to consider getting a Muny permit.
You need a permit to be creative?
And you have to educate people when you speak to them. When you talk to the, let's call them lay people.
Okay.
When you speak to the lay person, they ask you what you do, and you tell them you play the guitar in the subway for a living. The first words out of their mouth was, what kind of permits do you need for that?
Yeah, well, there are probably people who drive cars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that's another thing.
You need a license for everything.
That's some crazy default of capitalism.
Yeah.
All that stuff for me, it's just neither here nor there. I mean, I know some guys out there playing in the system, and I'm going to put myself in the category with them. If I wasn't out there being creative, I would probably be doing crime. I would probably be out there with other guys robbing people and stealing. I mean,
well, at this point, because I'm a wimp, I would probably be doing something a little bit less.
Computer crime?
No, I'd probably be like selling cigarettes from the reservation and making a profit off cartons of cigarettes.
Hey, listen,
or something like
Bloomberg
that.
is charging $13 a pack, and you can sling them for $8 on the corner.
Tell me about it. I saw a guy doing that.
Yeah.
Yesterday while I was at work.
Sure.
I saw
it's
a guy
a real thing. They're making money.
With a shopper bag full of packs of cigarettes, and people were buying off of them.
Yeah, of course.
Take a look at me. I mean, how fast do you think they'd catch me if I robbed a liquor store? 10 minutes.
Depends how you did it. You look a lot smarter than the average person.
Yeah, I know, but I'm difficult to mistake.
Is that Butter, the studio cat, chiming in?
Butter, the studio cat, is talking to us.
Yeah, she doesn't want us to go to crime, so she wants us to keep, just going out and hustling on the street and working on the radio show.
So just remember, Butter, the studio cat, says, don't do crime.
Yeah. Well, these are important things to talk about, and I know some people out there might be listening and be like, all right, these guys are babbling and stuff like that, but these are real issues every day. I mean, I'm going to talk about my friend Eddie. We just went out and played today. Matt's met Eddie. Eddie got a ticket from a police officer, and they wrote him up a criminal ticket. Listen, I've been out there for 10 years. I've never got a pink ticket. They're yellow tickets. So here you go. You have the people who are enforcing the law. They're so misinformed that they're writing the wrong tickets. He goes to court, and the judge tries to charge him. I'm glad Eddie's the type of man that he is, that he refused to pay anyway. And even his court-appointed attorney was like, yo, this ticket is in the wrong court, and they're violating your First Amendment. What kind of system do we have? It's so flawed. It's made by people. I mean, how do you combat this?
James, when I worked for Mr. Softy, I got a criminal ticket for selling ice cream too close to a crosswalk.
Oh my God!
I didn't even get to court. The court system sent me a letter apologizing, saying this is not a criminal matter. We've thrown the case out.
But that's
you don't
hysterical.
have to come to court. The case is closed. We're sorry you got this ticket.
Yeah.
Because I was calling up lawyers and stuff. I thought I needed criminal defense because I was selling ice cream.
That's what I'm saying.
Too close to a crosswalk.
So here, my friend Eddie B gets a ticket. A pink ticket for playing music. He's playing an acoustic guitar and singing, and this kid can sing. Dude, what kind of cop gives you a ticket for that? A pink ticket. Doesn't even know it's a yellow ticket. I don't know. We're getting heated here. Should we play some more music, or what should we do now?
Well, we could do a couple of different things. I like it when we ad-lib on a Sunday.